would become the largest power outage in MLG&W history and would be a fight in more ways than one. Darrell Phillips picks up that part of the story from downtown. Darrell?
Joe, from some of the worst damage here downtown to comparable devastation farther east, repair crews were stretched thin. But the crews repairing power poles, it turns out, had the biggest job, and as we later learned, faced the tallest hurdles. MLG&W President Herman Morris gave it his all.
I will tell you that it's still going to be more than a week.
And that was only 3 days after the storm hit. Was he ever right? The storm that tore up much of Memphis left its utility workers weather-beaten too.
I need 2 curb washers!
The crisis was without relief for the hundreds of linemen and women assigned to bring back to life the thousands of electric poles snapped and dropped by the storm.
To tell you the truth, they're too tired to talk a lot. There haven't been a lot of conversation. We're working 14-hour shifts with 8-hour rest periods.
And they weren't expecting the storm of criticism either. The utilities leaders spent days defending charges they rejected outside help.
At no point did we decline any help from anyone.
It later became clear MLG&W did turn down some crews from public utilities in Chattanooga and Clarksville and from private power company Entergy. But MLG&W leaders said it was only because it would have been unsafe to send more outside crews to work on wires without local guidance, and there just weren't enough Memphis workers to board the outside trucks.
These folks are dealing with 12,000 votes and 23,000 votes, and they're working in neighborhoods like this where you don't know if there's another crew working on the street behind you. And you've got to have people that are familiar with your terminology when you're on the radio.
Within days, though, MLG&W did accept the help of nearly 1,000 extra workers. Still, they couldn't shake the bad vibe, and workers felt it on the front line.
We'll have people drive by us and they'll cuss us out because, I mean, they're out of power and they've been without power for 8 days now.
With more than 2/3 of its customer base powerless, so many Mid-Southerners also complained that the utility poles are a vulnerability and that the entire grid should be overhauled.
It's an expensive effort to put all of the services underground. We would like to do it. It would help in situations like this. If the community of Memphis and Shelby County would like to see movement in that direction, there's going to be cost involved.
In fact, MLG&W estimates it would cost $3.5 billion for that job. For now, the cost of destruction will be paid in lessons learned. Well, MLG&W officials have said repeatedly that this storm was the biggest challenge its staff has ever faced in Memphis history, and they hasten to add that they were able to restore power 1 day sooner than they restored power after the ice storms of 1994. In downtown Memphis, I'm Darrell Phillips reporting.